Stuck in this loop, you jumping through hoops and we running through hurdles. Hey, meet your mama, but told her I promise that when she around me, there's nothing to hurt her. She do the talking, I can't be too personal. Lean drinker, no pub.
Bueno, what's up guys, I'm Coquito. Back again, another video, another mission, another day. Shit. Alright everybody, so everyone has been talking about this for like the last 1 or 2 weeks already. And I had just found out a few days ago about what everyone's been talking about. It's like a conspiracy theory, I guess you can say. But everybody's been talking about it, so I did a little bit of research yesterday, and I kind of found some fascinating, interesting facts that I found, and it's actually pretty crazy and shit, so I wanted to tell you guys, and it is called the Mandela effect, and that's what everyone's talking about right now, actually. So, to get a bit more of a description of what Mandela effect is, and before I explain what it really means, there's an unexplained phenomenon that you've probably experienced without knowing what it's called, and it's gathering more and more attention lately. The Mandela effect is what the internet is calling those curious instances in which many of us are certain we remember something particular in a way, but it turns out we're incorrect. The Mandela effect obviously comes in from Nelson Mandela, which was originally the president of South Africa until he passed away in December 5th of 2013. But what many people really recall is that many people recall him dying in the late 80s in prison. And here's the crazy part. Everybody remembers, and most people do remember, that he passed away in prison, and they had clips of his funeral on television. So that's what's crazy. And then a lot of people are remembering that, wait, he just passed away in 2013, but most people remember that he passed away back in the 80s. Which is a pretty crazy little thing, that you would think that he died in 2013, which is not long ago, it's just a few years ago, but that he passed away in the 80s, and like, that's pretty crazy and shit. People think that the Monopoly man, Rich Uncle Pennybags, has a monocle, but he doesn't. And I remember, I'm pretty sure he had a monocle the whole time, but this motherfucker doesn't have a monocle on his eye. If you looked on the right, he never had one. But I swear to God, I swear that this dude actually had a monocle in his eye, and all of a sudden he doesn't have it. And I'm pretty sure some people have an old Monopoly box where it has him with the monocle, but now he doesn't, which is kind of just, messing me up. And a lot of people are saying that, people are rebranding or rechanging their logos, but I'm like, you know what, it's kind of ironic and it's kind of strange that every brand and every company is changing their shit. And this one, I think everybody's watched this movie when they were younger, and if you haven't watched it, then I recommend watch it. But I think everybody has seen Hannibal Lecter, and if you haven't seen Hannibal Lecter, then you gotta go watch that. You gotta go watch that shit. You already fucking know. So Hannibal Lecter, there's a scene where the officer goes into his mental institution, and it's like a little jail cell. I guess you could call it a jail cell or whatever, a little glass with air in it to breathe in or whatever. And if you remember in the movie, Hannibal Lecter said, "Hello, Claire," when she walked in there to go visit him. Now what everybody's saying is that now he says good evening instead of saying hello, Claire. And that's just another one that just tries to fuck you up. I'm like, what? Nobody remembers this shit being like how they're saying it is now. And it's just crazy thoughts. Alright, if you were in the 90s, you had to watch this show when you were a kid, the Berenstain Bears. The Berenstain Bears. And with that show, everybody remember it being spelled with the E-I-N at the end, Berenstain Bears. But actually, it was called the Berenstain Bears. And I don't remember ever being with an A-I at the end of Berenstain. Everybody mostly remembered it was called Berenstain Bears, not Berenstain. So I was like, what the hell is going on? There is an old, and here's an image of it too. There's an old cassette of it saying Berenstain Bears on the side of it. And now they have these DVDs and these books for kids that says Berenstain Bears. And it just shows you right there that something is messing up with the timeline, man. I think mostly everybody has seen Star Wars. And if you have seen Star Wars, the old original movie with Darth Vader, in the end, Darth Vader said, "Luke, I am your father." Hell nah, not today. Apparently it says that he actually said, "I am your father." And I'm pretty sure I remember, and everybody else remembers, that Darth Vader said, "Luke, I am your father." But if you look it on YouTube, and you actually look it up on the movie and watch the clip, it actually says, "I am your father." Alright, now you have this one, and I think everybody's gonna agree. Skechers. Skechers is the brand, and it had originally, if you remember, I remember pretty sure, and I think all of you guys do too. Skechers originally had it spelled with a T in it. Apparently, it doesn't have a T in it. It's just a Chers at the end, which is Skechers, not Skechers. So now it's like, what the hell? I don't remember it being without the T. It always had the T in it. But you know what? A lot of people are remembering, you know what? It's because we originally think that it should be spelled properly, that you think that's how it's going to be. But some people just say that they just take it out and they want it pronounced just how they want it to stand out. But everybody remembers that it was with a T in the word. Now it doesn't have it, which is just another crazy one. Alright, everybody has seen Snow White. And if you remember the evil queen, when she's inside her house or wherever she was at, she had that mirror that she would talk to. Everybody remembers her saying, "Mirror, mirror on the wall." Nope. 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 She says magic mirror on the wall. I'm like, I don't ever remember her saying magic mirror on the wall. Everybody would remember, if you looked at the old books, Curious George actually had a tail. But now he doesn't. Which is, I don't remember him never having a tail. He had a tail, but these new modern 2000 shows show him with no tail. Originally, he's a chimpanzee, right? Of course, he's a chimpanzee, but I always remembered him having a tail. Now, on the right, he doesn't have one. And he usually, I know chimpanzees just don't have tails, but if you look at it, the original books had him with a tail, and now he doesn't have one, which is another crazy thing. People thought Pikachu had a black tail at the edge of it, but he doesn't actually have a black tail, and it's just all yellow. But I kind of remember that he did have a black part in his tail that was black, and now it doesn't show it in the modern shows, from 2000s. It has just a yellow tail, but some people remember that he had a black tail, and now it doesn't have it. If you can see the difference, most of them might remember that it's yellow, but I kind of remember that it had a black tail. Most of it is not true. Some people say it did, some people say it didn't, but I can swear remember that, you can't just change, unless they just changed the whole character base and just now took off the black tail and just kept it at, yellow. The Febreze bottle. Everybody knows the brand Febreze, which makes, you spray, it's like an odor scent that sprays so stuff doesn't smell like shit. It makes it smell good. So the Febreze bottle, originally you would think that Febreze, it would have 2 E's in it, but it actually doesn't have 2 E's. It actually just has 1 E, which doesn't sound right. It just is Febreze, not Febreze. Now it's a different aspect, and if you look at the images, that's the current product that we have, and the product on the right never existed apparently. But I think everybody remembers it as it being with 2 E's, not with 1. So that's just another crazy thing of the Mandela effect. I'm pretty sure that this is incorrect. I'm pretty sure originally Mona Lisa never smiled, but now she's smiling? Hell nah! This is the one that tweaked me out the most, because originally I always remember in books in the history class that she always had a motionless face. She never had a smile, and she always had like that serious smirk on her face in the painting. And you can't change that type of shit, you know what I mean? So it's like it has to be something messing up. Chick-fil-A, originally you would think it would have a K at the end, but it actually just has a C-H-I-C for chick instead of C-H-I-C-K for F-L-A-A. One of the craziest things that now makes me think, and it's actually pretty crazy. People believe in aliens, yes, but if you look at the UFOs and the spaceships that people have seen in pictures or in the black and white pictures in there, all the aircrafts seem to look the same. Some of them might seem a little bit more modern than the others, but if you ever think about it, people are saying that the Mandela effect might be twisted into this because it's in 2 alternate universes, in 2 alternate worlds. So what they think is that these UFOs are not UFOs. These are time travelers from 1,000 years in the future coming back into the past. So thanks guys for watching. I'm Coquito. We out.